Morning coffee talk. I thought I would just do an update video, kind of share with you where I'm at right now. Last week I was feeling a little low, and this week I was thinking about kind of where I am, and I'm constantly trying to achieve balance in my life. I've noticed that if I work too much, it makes me unhappy, or if I'm not taking enough time for myself, that makes me unhappy. I'm a person who kind of knows what I want when I want it, and I feel impatient if things are taking too long. I also will get a sense of unhappiness if things aren't going the way that I want them to. So that's a big piece of the puzzle that I'm working on right now, is accepting things for how they are versus how I want them to be. I'm telling you, this is a hard one. This is one that I'm probably going to be working on for a large part of my life, if not the rest of my life, is just accepting how things are, versus my version of how I want them to be. So there's that piece of acceptance, and then there's also, like I said, trying to get a balance in my life. And I was in a forward momentum, and I was in a really positive place, and I kind of lost sight of that for a little while. So I'm trying to get that back, trying to remind myself of what it is that I do have and all of my blessings, and being thankful for that, and not trying to look toward the future, but just looking at right now, and just appreciating that. I'm also trying to focus on myself, like what do I need to do to take care of myself, because when I'm not taking care of myself, and I'm totally spending all my time on other people and my kids, I start to get really cranky and stressed out, and unpleasant to be around. So it's kind of like accept things for how they are, and do things that are going to take care of myself. So I'm trying to work within my schedule so I can have a day where it's really just for myself, doing therapy and going to the gym. And then on the opposite days that I can't fully dedicate to my healing and taking care of myself, I'm trying to have room in my schedule so I can at least get to the gym. I'm trying to get the kids motivated again so they'll go swimming, and taking them to the library. And I have a friend who's been doing a lot of art projects, and that used to be a huge part of my life, doing just crafty projects or just mindless art activities, and I've kind of let that slip away, or forgotten how important it is to me to be creative. The last 5 years or so, I've really dedicated to fixing up my house and just decorating the rooms and painting and redoing furniture, and I kind of put all of my creativity there. And so I'm just rediscovering my love of art and doing projects. So I'm trying to reincorporate that into my life. and I'm trying to examine my relationships with people, and it took me a while to realize with the relationships in my life which ones were healthy, which ones weren't. It took me a while to create boundaries and say, okay, maybe this isn't the best set of boundaries I have for this particular person, or maybe I'm investing too much time in this other person, or just trying to get that drama out of my life. And I worked really hard to achieve that. And so the people who are in my life now, I'm trying, the people who are in my life, and I want them to be in my life, I'm trying to look at those relationships and saying like, okay, I definitely want this person in my life. Maybe I'm not getting everything that I want out of these people, or it's not exactly the kind of relationship that I want. So instead of looking at what is lacking, I'm trying to look at what they do bring to the table instead. And when I'm seeing these things that I feel are lacking in those relationships, I'm trying to look toward myself and say, what is it about me that I'm looking for this from somebody else? Like, if I'm looking for verbal confirmation from someone else about how great I am, what is it in myself that I need to change so that I'm not seeking that out in other people? So what do I need to do to verbally confirm myself and take care of myself? Because, I mean, ultimately, in the end, we're alone. So we're alone with ourselves. We're left to ourselves, right? We're left to our own devices. So we really have to take care of ourselves and put ourselves first, even though society says that's selfish. But if we're taking care of our needs first and just really keeping on top of that, then we can give to other people selflessly without depleting ourselves. That happens to so many people who are very thoughtful and very giving. They just end up becoming so drained because they're putting so much of themselves into everybody else. And then what? And then you're left feeling unhappy because you've given everything of yourself to everybody else, and you haven't given any of yourself to yourself. So it's kind of a lot of stuff going on. I know it's a mouthful. I'm really just, like I said, finding my balance, finding ways to take care of myself, reincorporating creativity, examining the relationships that I do want to maintain, and thinking, okay, what do I need to do to take care of myself so I'm not relying on other people to take care of me? Things like that. I'm always a work in progress. There's always something that I'm trying to make better within myself. So that's basically in a nutshell where I am. So hopefully I will make peace with some of these things, and I don't know if I'll get answers, but I'm happy and content in knowing that I try to be the best person I could be. And in my mind, that's a lifelong process. So I think the key right now is just to have patience and acceptance. So I hope you guys have a good day. Like and subscribe.